How's it going, guys? My name is Dane Carba. I'm here with Cole Patty for Young's Bonus, and today we're going to preview the game with the Phoenix Suns at the Portland Trailblazers. How's it going, Cole?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. What do you think the Phoenix needs to do tonight against the Blazers?
Well, the first thing that I think needs to be mentioned is the fact that Phoenix tries to outscore their opponents, and that's going to play right into the Trailblazers game. I think, that's not how you want to try and beat Portland, so it'll make it really interesting for them tonight. One of the things they'll definitely need to do is take care of Portland getting out on the break on the defensive end. They like to play with a lot of pace, and they're going to need to make sure that doesn't come back and bite them.
Yeah, I think for the Blazers, the Suns are really bad at defending the break, even though they're a high, fast-breaking team. So Portland is sort of middle of the pack as that kind of stuff goes, and they need to be able to maybe just outrun them. That might be a good idea.
hmm and then it's going to be really interesting. Dragic is with his wife for personal reasons right now, and I think he's going to be, if he plays, a big reason that Phoenix can win the game because Wesley Matthews and Nick Batum have been big for Portland this year so far, and Dragic can kind of make up the difference, so to say, a little bit more than someone else.
Yeah, that we saw in the first game of the year that Portland. I'm sure lots of teams are having issues guarding that two-point guard lineup. They're so fast. They both can just penetrate and get out on the break so quickly. It's so hard to guard. You have to be able to, not only defend the break on your threes, but you also have to be able to, have good help defense on penetration. And Portland isn't very good at that this year yet. So.
hmm And then I think the last thing that I would really want to make sure, is just a general thing is Jeff Hornacek's job he's doing with the Suns right now is great. He talks about effective field goal percentage. He talks about getting, I think PJ Tucker, every single three PJ Tucker has taken this year has been from the corner. And corner threes are now known as one of the most efficient shots in the game. So he's done a lot of great things, creative things, to get his players in the right positions to succeed and to make up some talent deficiencies the team may have had at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think that Portland really needs to be able to watch them. Watching game tape from the first game of the year, PJ Tucker is out on the break a lot. I mean, he's creating havoc. He's filling that lane, and Portland isn't doing a good job of guarding the break, or really they don't communicate on the transition very well, and especially against Phoenix, that was an issue. Another big thing I saw against Phoenix, it was a game plan decision by Terry Stotts, is they decided to switch on every screen to guard all of the bigs who can shoot for Phoenix, and it was pretty much a disaster. I mean, they ended up eating Portland up down low in the paint. So I hope that they don't actually do that tonight. What do you think the keys for the game for Phoenix are?
The first key is definitely going to be that Bledsoe-Lillard matchup. Bledsoe is kind of an interesting guy to have guard Lillard. Bledsoe's definitely a stronger, faster being. Lillard's kind of known as a craftier guy. If Bledsoe gives Lillard fits, that makes the game a lot easier for Phoenix. The second thing is freeing up the Plumlee pick and roll. Phoenix has done that a lot with Channing Frye and Markieff Morris playing the stretch four. It allows Plumlee a lot more room to operate, get to the hoop off the screen. And if they keep hitting those threes and bring Aldridge out to guard him, it's going to make his job a lot easier just having Robin Lopez or Joel Freeland instead of a help defender along with them. And then the last key is going to be how Phoenix's wings can match up to Matthews and Batum. If Dragic doesn't get to play, then they're stuck with PJ Tucker, who's had a great year, Gerald Henderson, Deontay Christmas, and Batum and Matthews have done a great job this year. They've been a big reason why Portland's had so much firepower with their spot-up threes. So that's probably the last key, is making sure those matchups don't go too haywire.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. If Dragic doesn't play, that really sort of puts the onus on Jeff Hornacek to play Archie Goodwin or somebody else off their bench. And I'm just not sure that the way that Portland's backcourt is playing, even the way Darrell Wright is playing, coming off the bench, and Mo Williams, who had a great game, I don't know if they're going to be able to match up with them, even if they get out of the break well. So, but for me, I think for Portland, you have three keys. The first one is to stop the Suns in transition. Obviously, Portland is defending the transition better at home than they are on the road. But they're sort of a middle of the pack team the way that goes, and they need to be able to communicate. They need to be able to get out. They're not squaring the floor a lot of times. A lot of times they have their wings stuck in the corners, and that leaves only one guard back and hopefully a high post, the way Portland's offensive sets sort of work out most of the time. But they need to make sure that they're squaring the floor on drives, squaring the floor on shots, make sure that there's two guards back and hopefully a high post set in the middle, and that gives you a way to fill the lanes. I also think they need to isolate LaMarcus Aldridge on the Morris the Morris brothers and Plumlee. Hopefully get him in foul trouble. Try to get those points in the paint up. That way there's not such a disparity like it was last game, and maybe get them in foul trouble to get them out of the game. And then I think they need to stop switching on screens. I hope that changes. Phoenix didn't show a propensity to be able to hit the shots due to them being contested. They kind of just were on fire the first game. I don't think that continues against Portland. And, really what ended up happening is they gave up easy shots down low in the paint. I would rather have them take more contested shots outside than give up, dunks to Plumlee. So, So is there anything else that the Suns need to do to win tonight?
I think it's really interesting what you said about the pick and roll because Plumlee did such a good job against Portland. And if Portland does switch their methods, it'll be interesting to see what Eric Bledsoe is going to be able to do off the dribble with more need to actually create a shot for himself than just to dump it down low.
Yeah.
So probably Bledsoe shooting off the dribble will also maybe be huge as long as Portland adjusts.
Yeah, and I think for Portland, the big thing is obviously this year is to take more than 23s, shoot more than 40% from three, and for this game, they have to be able to defend the break well. If they don't do that, they're going to get killed again tonight. So, All right, Cole, thanks for coming on and doing the game preview with me.
Thank you for having me.
All right, have a good one.
You too.